Greetings, Earthlings.
Okay, so I really didn't want to make this video, but here I am. And this is the iPhone 10. Hang on a second. This is the iPhone 10. Despite its glamorous shine, there are quite a few issues that personally annoy me. So that if you're considering buying this phone, I definitely recommend that you hear me out a little and consider some of the possible downsides of having this phone. And I want to rant a little. This is based on personal experience, so don't just take it for granted that this will be true for you. But anyways, the first real problem I've had with this phone so far is that it gets freaking hot in my hands. Like, I could be watching a YouTube video or something simple like browsing Safari and it just starts getting hot in my hands. I mean, Apple's new processor is more efficient than that. It is faster than that. I don't want this phone burning up in my hands, okay? It's not cool.
A cold joke. Really?
Now, speaking of speed, let's talk about Face ID. Cheese. So, Face ID is more of a hit and miss for me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. As you guys can see, it kind of just failed there. Let me try that again. There we go. This isn't really a comparison video, but let me just show you real quick how fast Touch ID is versus Face ID. So from the time I turn it on to the time I authenticate it, this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's kind of slow. And this has been one of my gripes from the beginning. I don't really trust this Face ID thing. I mean, it's looking at you, man.
So am I.
And like I said before, it's a little bit slow, hit and miss. Right now, it's kind of like the first generation Touch ID we had on the iPhone 5S. It's a little slow, sometimes it doesn't work, but I expect that to get better with time. Okay, so Face ID isn't really fully baked yet, but what about this new gorgeous 5.8-inch sort of display? This is an OLED iPhone, okay? And they claim this OLED panel is special, okay? And it's the only one worthy to be on an iPhone. They said that at the keynote. But I just want to point out the color shifting on this phone. So, for example, if I go into the settings here, you can see that it's you know, settings.
Dude.
And it's, you know, white.
Obviously.
And if I turn this phone, you can see the bottom of the phone kind of gets green. It's not really a huge deal like on the Pixel 2 XL, but that's because I have the True Tone option turned off and I don't have night shift on. So if I go ahead and turn these on, you guys can see that the display gets significantly warmer, which is normal for these features. But if I turn this thing, look at how green this display gets towards the bottom. The color shifting is just insane when it comes to some of these things. So if you're going to use your phone for like photo editing where color accuracy matters, this is definitely not a great choice. I mean, okay, I discussed this a little bit in my last video, but I really did not rant about it. And that is don't reachability. It's the ability to not reach your screen. Listen, it's a little tough and frustrating when you can't reach that top app because you got baby hands.
Then what do I have?
And this really plays in a problem with reachability. I mean, it's an option here inside of general and accessibility, as you guys can see, reachability, but I can't activate it. You swipe down on this bottom part to activate reachability. There we go, and then you can reach the top part of your display. But right now it's really buggy, and I have to use assistive touch, where you just double tap on this thing and it brings it down like it normally would on a device with a home button. And speaking of the home button, you really have some weird button combinations on the iPhone 10. I did talk about this in a previous video. If you want to check that out, it's up here. And right now, the default way for invoking the power off menu is really weird because the power button is no longer the power button. It's now a Bixby button. It pulls up Siri.
What is Siri?
So if you want to take a screenshot, it's the volume up and the side button like that. Or if you want to power off your iPhone, it's the volume down and the side button, and you just hold it kind of like that. There's definitely going to be a lot of cramping going on. Let's move on. So this is Animoji, the replacement of your face with emojis. Who needs selfies when we have these now? Remember how much I hated emojification on the iPhone? You know, the replacement of English words with emojis, well, it just got so much worse. Look at my ears. This is so weird.
You look like an idiot.
Okay, it's definitely one of the cooler features of the iPhone X. But why? People say it's kind of fun, and I agree, but don't you think it's a little weird to all of a sudden become a talking panda that's floating in a white room? Decapitated. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is the lack of a true dark mode on the iPhone. We do have a new smart invert option inside of settings, but otherwise there is no true dark mode for this beautiful OLED display, which can totally take advantage of a total dark mode. So this smart invert has been getting smarter slowly, but it's still not really dark mode. Apple's website doesn't even show correctly. I mean, come on, Apple. Oh, and also, no real multitasking. Now, down here, yes, you can swipe back and forth to apps, but there's no real multitasking. And they did remove that ability to go back to the last app by, 3D touching on the side right here, where before you could do this on an older iPhone, you can just 3D touch and swipe back to the previous app, or if you let go, it goes into the app switcher. Well, you can't do that now on the iPhone X. And that's really one of my biggest gripes, is the no multitasking. There's so much space in here that you can use for like a little video down here, or cut off the app halfway so you have Safari on half of the screen and something else, maybe notes or something on the other half. And it's definitely something I want to see in the future. Okay, the last one is Triple C.
What?
The Triple C stands for Control Center Cramps.
That's cute.
iOS 7, swipe up. Control Center, bang. iPhone X, this is the future. Come on. There we go. Okay.
Yoink.
Oh, no. Okay. Control Center. Also, there's a little manufacturing defect in this one. I'll talk about it in my next video. So it looks like I'm going to have to get this one replaced. But anyways, guys, those are all the gripes I have for now. If you enjoyed this kind of content, be sure you let me know in the comments.
Okay, can we skip to the end? This is boring.
And by hitting that thumbs up button.
And I'm hungry.
Don't forget to subscribe.
You won't like me when I'm hungry.
And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.